at the front main gate of the flooded property. You'll notice the diagram here representing the issues that we have documented. And I'm going to actually start over on this far side of the property where we believe part of the root cause of the issue is stemming from. And as you can see here, we have an underground culvert area that has created a sinkhole, and we have definitely an issue going on here. We have some additional photographs taken at a later date. I'm going to pull up these photographs here showing the road caving in here and city workers doing some construction here. The problem is the focus of the city was to build a dike and to fill the road as opposed to focusing on the damage being done to the property. So the second photograph that we've documented here shows the dike area video.
This is what the city did to solve the problem of my flood I'm having. The whole thing comes into here, and the city piled a whole bunch of rocks here so they could keep the road open. And they blocked all the water.
So the failed culvert here is partly the problem for holding the water in this place. At least that's a presumption that we're making here. I'm not an engineer, so I can't make that claim other than what seems to be the obvious. As we kind of roam around the property, there are different annotations showing video clips and other types of documentation that were made here. So I can run over to the feed area where the feed container had to be emptied so that this was not wasted. And here is an early video showing the progression of the flood prior to the capture that was done with the 360. You can see some sand was piled up to try to prevent the flood going into, but you can see the flow of the water. The flow of the water is going this way towards the culvert, which is supposed to dissipate that water out. Okay, so I'm going to take a walk around. We do have a vehicle garage here with some recreational vehicle race cars, and we have considerable damage in these areas with some expensive assets. So I'm going to actually go from the site view into the garage itself so we can walk through the garage and start to look at the type of equipment and whatnot that is located in here. Lots of tools and engine parts and compressors and other expensive equipment. Luckily, a lot of the electrical was high on the wall, so we did limit some of that electrical damage, but yet to still be determined by a full assessment. You can see types of equipment and how high the high water mark is here, flooding the cavity of the vehicles. And also we do have other types of oil and gasoline that has been spilled as a result. I'll just kind of continue to walk through here. Again, lots of tools, another car. And the water did go above the stairways here, and we'll be able to determine that by the moisture on the boxes here. As we walk in, you can see the high water mark prior to the capture being done, right to the top of these boxes, or halfway point of these boxes rather, as I kind of walk through and kind of see what we have here and what we're dealing with. Again, all the supplies and whatnot on the floor here that's still elevated was not protected from the high water flooding that happened. So looking from the back door in, You see electrical panels, the back side here, and just kind of walk out this way. So all of this is documented in a 360 tour, which can be accessible by making a request to Derek. And actually just going to back up here so you can see clearly on the tires here how high that water was, almost to the top of the tire mark here. You can see that on all of the tires. It's consistent here. So we're looking high water mark about that high up on the vehicles. So I'll kind of walk out, and we're going to walk into the other garage here. I'm just going to turn around to the left. We have another flooded garage and a number of tools and other equipment, including a compressor back here. So lots of equipment here. Rims, and now luckily, again, some of the electrical here is high on the walls, so kind of preventing us from having some major damage there, the electrical, but again, yet to be determined. And just giving a quick look from the garage area here over to the main house. So that's where we're going to travel next. So I'm going to just walk the outside perimeter of the house, and then we will go inside of the house. Okay, here we are at the front of the house. Just panning left, you can see the hot tub area, and you can see the high water mark is actually quite high on the house here. So at least two of these side panels higher at the time that this was captured. Again, you can see that also on the doorway here, about a quarter way up the door. I'm going to just do a quick walk around the house. Let's see here. Again, this is a couple days after, so water levels have gone down considerably. You can compare that to the road capture that was captured the day before. You'll see all of this was quite a bit higher. Pool area here is all completely flooded, and the landscaping needs to be looked at. But here's the front door. So you'll notice the video from the inside of the house is showing the water actually up above here. So we'll see that in a moment when we walk in the door of the house. And actually you can see that the front rock face is completely dislodged from the house itself. And it looks like it may kind of collapse outside of the house. But again, I'm not an engineer, so these are just observations that need to be validated. These boxes were submerged under the water, looking at the high water mark. Okay, and I think we're ready to walk in the house. Again, pretty pronounced where the water mark was here. And let's go inside. Okay, so we're going to walk into the house here from the front entrance. You see we're start at the laundry room. We have the right-hand side of the house will have some spare bedrooms and work over to the garage. And on the left-hand side, we'll start in the kitchen area. And we can see the floor here is completely damaged and has been submerged underwater for some time, and definitely going to be some work to get this back into shape. Gyprock around the walls has all been experiencing moisture, so that's going to be something that would need to be addressed. And walking into the dining room here. So a lot of work has been done pulling up the floorboards and trying to address the moisture right away here. Luckily, able to get some electricity on in the house though, at the moment, which is quite fortunate. I'm going to head over towards the front door area here. And so we have some comparable pictures here, so we're going to use that to kind of compare what we see right now and just earlier, a day before, we can see the water dripping right there. Feeling of what we have here. Here's the children's room here. So you can see again, fully flooded. You can see the bed skirt area and the moisture up the bed skirt, looking at the high water mark. So get around here, walk through here. Next, we'll just click on the office area. Take a walk in here. Let's go to the toilet just straight through here. So we have the toilet and tub area here. And we do have an image of the toilet earlier stage. An idea how that was. That's the tub. There's the tub area here. So basically, let's turn around here, get us oriented. The doorway, if I come back through here, this is where the front door was. And coming to the right this time, we're going to walk into the hallway and down into the area where we have two guest bedrooms, a storage room right here. In the storage room, we do have a hot water tank that is no longer operating currently, so a technician is going to need to come out. This can't be fired right now. It's not operating. As we walk back into the hallway area here, we're going to see a current condition. I'm going to pull up an image showing what it was like just a day earlier, so you can see how high the water is through the entire house. And let's just walk down the hall to the first guest room here on the left. And again, you'll see the guest bed here, but we will be able to kind of look at this prior to as well and get a better perspective of how high that water was in that bedroom there. The second guest bedroom here, we can see currently, while it was, you can see that the wood is separating from the wall here. You can see the high water mark on the dresser here is quite high actually. And then as we click to view at an earlier time, kind of where that was. All right, so we're going to turn around here and we're going to continue down the hallway. And into the garage here. So the garage is the last room in this building. And you can clearly see with the, let's turn that annotation off. You can see the moisture up the side of the wall, nearly at least like a 1/3 way up the hallway, up the wall surface all the way around. And then I'm just exiting from the door here. These are current conditions out here.